I tickled that fish to get my wallet back, and I'm not ashamed. Who else is going to buy me lunch? Oh, hello there, fine people. This is your favorite Nintendo fanboy, aka Jesse, aka the Golden Green Ranger. Why? Because I like my Rangers with shields. That's right, shielded up, my brother. I'm back from outer space. You see, I walked in to see you here with this sad theory all over the place, and I thought to myself, let's fix that. With a theory today, taking you back to 1995. That's right. Ripped jeans, everybody, ripped jeans. They were in fashion. Now, we can all agree that 1995 Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, that's right, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, the is important, is one of the best Power Rangers movies ever made. But what if I told you that something we all believed was untrue? And what could that be? You see, we've all generally accepted that the film isn't canon. It's its own universe. But what if I told you today it isn't? What if I tell you that the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, is canon with Power Rangers, the TV show? That's right. I might have just blown some minds right there. But hold on to your butts, because I got some reasons. You see, a week or so back, me, my lovely wife, and beautiful children were all watching this film. And I realized a few things there. Power Rangers can get my kids to stay still. And this movie is pretty good. Except it's really closely related to Ninja Quest, the 4-part Power Rangers Season 3 opener. Now, I hear what you're saying. Technically, that didn't open Season 3. The Masked Rider storyline did. I know, I'm trying to forget it. Number 2, yeah, of course it closely resembled it. That's what they did. They took parts of that little mini quest and they made their own unique story with it, and that's where we got the 95 movie from. But I was really thinking about it, and I said, man, that's really weird. But something else stood out to me. And I bring you to everybody's favorite bullies, a.k.a. cops, a.k.a. monkeys, a.k.a. invisible people, a.k.a. scientists, Bulk and Skull. You see, at the end of the 1995 film, they have an hilarious scene where they're recanting what happened in the movie, except they're putting their own spin on it. You see, they're telling the events as if they're the heroes. And I thought to myself, that's really interesting, because there's actually a human concept that kind of explains that. And it's the problem with eyewitness testimony. Now, for those on the know, eyewitness testimony is basically just that. You see an event happen, and then you kind of report what you saw. But over the years, we found out that eyewitness testimony isn't as reliable as people originally believed. You see, the problem is people bring their own bias in. That's why they changed heights, looks, nationality, everything about certain people to kind of fit a mold they already had in their head. And one other thing they do is they give themselves a more significant role in the events. So for an example, if they knew somebody that was in an accident or something happened to, all of a sudden that person they knew is like their close friend or their best friend. Or if they were a mile away from an event, all of a sudden they were within feet of it. You see, people have a tendency to overplay their significance in events. In 1995, an attack on Angel Grove was definitely an event. Now, I hear what you're saying. What does that have to do with the Power Rangers film? Well, what if I told you the Power Rangers 1990 film, it's just somebody else telling the story of when the Rangers disappeared and came back with ninja powers? And as I can see, the film, and both the film and show, have the Rangers disappear and return with ninja powers. So who could be telling the story? Well, it can't be the Rangers themselves, because they know they met Ninjor. They know the events that happened. They know about the vampires and how they had to find their inner animal by putting their hands in the air and waving it like they just didn't care. So the Rangers are out. We know Zordon, unfortunately, is no longer with us. R.I.P., brother. So it can't be him. So it obviously must be Bulk and Skull. That's why I brought them up. Except it isn't. Because Bulk and Skull during that time were joining the Junior Police Academy, so they wouldn't even been able to witness most of the events. So who could be telling this story? Fred. That's right. You see, like every family film, Fred is that child that they insert so we can witness the film through a child's eyes just like we are. Now, you either love Fred or like everybody else, you're like, get out of the way, I want to see Tommy do another roundhouse kick. Fred was in the film, and he has a significant role. Or does he? You see, in 1995, Fred, like everybody else, would have been a kid, scared out of his mind after this giant skull-like monster showed up, destroyed the Power Rangers Megazord, and then they just bounced. And then, all of a sudden, they show up in the nick of time to save them again from this skull-like monster with these new powerful Zords and these new ninja powers. It's very similar to what happened in the film. So, hear me out. What if the 1990 film is just a 39-year-old Fred telling his children the story of when the Power Rangers disappeared and came back with ninja powers? So let's dissect this a little bit. Play around with it, if you will. You see, here's my theory. Because of Countdown to Destruction, when the Rangers at the time revealed who they were, I don't think it's such a leap to think that eventually it came out who the older teams were. You know, they were so closely knit that, of course, even just asking Bulk and Skull saying, well, who do these people hang out with, kind of makes sense to be like, yeah, no, those were probably the Power Rangers. So, most likely, Fred in his older age, because obviously this event in 95 is taught in school like an historic event because, you know, monsters attacked the city. Everybody needs to know. So obviously a grown-up Fred knows that Tommy, Yaisha, Adam, Rocky, Kimberly, and Billy were the Rangers at the time. So he got those events right. The other thing that he remembers correctly is a giant monster attacking the city and the Rangers showing up with these new awesome Ninja Zords to save the day. Well, that event happened in both Ninja Quest and the 1995 film. But I hear what you're saying, but there was no Ivan Ooze in the show. He was made up for the movie. Well, let's take a look at Ivan Ooze and when Fred would got the best look at him when he grew up to be that giant monster with that exoskeleton. Ooh, 95 CGI. Scary. Now let's look at Rito. They have a similar look. Now, obviously, Fred wouldn't know about Rita and Zed and Rito and all that, so he would make up his own name. The monster had this ooze-like thing, Ivan Ooze, I don't know, as he was telling the children. And the children would say, Daddy, Daddy, were you there? Because apparently Fred has British children. And he would say, yeah, and he would significantly increase his role, saying that he saved the parents from Angel Grove. What most likely happened was Fred was chilling. His dad was like, hey, look, some debris. Fred was like, Dad, move out the way. And the dad was like, oh, man, that rock almost hit me. Thanks, Fred, you saved me. And Fred's like, I saved my dad's life. And that got exaggerated every year while he was telling his friends. And then every year he was like, yeah, there was this ooh stuff. And all of a sudden, because Fred, my friend, is an exaggerator. You need proof? That man said he's going to grow up to be the Silver and Gold Ranger. And last time I checked, that was Jason as Gold and Zane as Silver. So, Fred, you're a liar, sir. You're a liar. Not only are you a liar, Fred, you're an exaggerator. Because you told your children a whole spin about how you were the hero and not the Rangers. Now, Fred shared what he remembered and how he remembered it because of his unreliable eyewitness testimony. And the events pretty much played out the exact same way. Rangers get beat, disappear, come back with new ninja powers and a new ninja Megazord. Of course, Ninjor is left out of the movie because Fred didn't go with them. He doesn't know about Ninjor. But what does he do know about? What does he do know about? I'm not redoing this because it's like my fifth take. What he does know about is the Tango Warriors because they became the new foot soldiers. So, of course, he remembers them. What does he know about? These new ninja Megazords. What else does he know about? The new / ninja pajama things they got, you know, the little ninja forms. Because People knew about that. It was known knowledge. And that's what he got right. The other things, he just had to make up because he didn't want to look like a loser to his children. Because you know what Fred most likely did during the events of Rito's attack? He hid. He hid like a baby. But hey, that's just a theory. A true theory. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, if you like what you heard here, please subscribe, okay? I got pretty decent views on the last video, and yet a couple people didn't subscribe. You know, if you like what you're hearing, subscribe. That's how it keeps coming to you. Always like, comment, tell me how you disagree, tell me you agree, tell me I'm a genius, tell me I sound weird. All I want is some dialogue, if you know what I'm saying. And as always, let's close this out with a little mantra of our own. May the power protect you.